And I don't know how to tell you, so I'll say it straight out loud. As you know, this is a collab and it makes us very proud. Cause with Bonnie you just can't go wrong, it's epic all the way. But you know, yeah you know, I just want some candy, oh baby, I just want some candy tonight. I just want some candy, oh baby, I just want some candy tonight.
I can feel my face when I'm with you, cause I'm candy, made of candy. And I can feel my face when I'm with you, cause I'm eaten, so very eaten.
And I need to stuff my face all full, there is no turning back. And that is a little tasty looking candy demon snack. So delicious, sweet and tasty, I just have to have her now. Right now, like right now. I just want some candy, oh baby, I just want some candy tonight. I just want some candy, oh baby, I just want some candy tonight.
I can feel my face when I'm with you, cause I'm candy, made of candy. And I can feel my face when I'm with you, cause I'm eaten, so very eaten.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys seen by the awesome intro, I am doing a collaboration with the ELLIMACS channel today. So I have been talking to Ellie and Max for the last few weeks now, trying to organize some type of a fun candy demon collab, and it's so great to see it finally come together just before Christmas. Ellie has really unique and awesome ways of doing things. She does a lot of stuff that I've never seen before, and I learned a lot of tips and techniques from her channel. So it's so good to finally be able to collaborate with her because I've been admiring her work for so long, and it's just been great to actually talk to them through Skype and to have a chat with people on the other side of the world. We have really difficult time differences. When they wake up, I'm going to sleep, and it's vice versa. So literally we only ever get to talk to each other for about 20 minutes because it's always at the complete opposite ends of the world. But I think it's just been such a great experience. I'm super excited to finally show you guys this video. We've been working on it for a really long time. I even got to do some green screen work, which I thought was awesome. So I really think that them two together create a perfect YouTube channel. Max is so good at editing and green screen, and he has such a good sense of humor with his songs and his intros, and Ellie has the same sense of humor and amazing makeup skills. If you guys want to see Ellie's video, I'll leave it in the description box below from this collaboration. I'll also leave all of the ELLIMACS social media links down below so you guys can go and stalk them for a little bit. I just wanted to say a massive thank you to Ellie and a massive thank you to Max. This has been such a good experience, and right on Christmas as well, which was really lovely. I wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I know that this is going to be up either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, so I hope you all enjoy our collaboration, and let's get started with the tutorial. So to start out in this tutorial, I'm going to take some masking tape and measure that up to the size of my eyebrow. I'm then just going to take that little piece of masking tape and fold the two sticky sides together, so then I'm left with one piece of plastic. As I said in my snowman tutorial, I really like to block out my eyebrows with masking tape just to make sure that none of the hairs can come anywhere near any type of latex or anything that's going to rip them out. So I'm just going to cut that down to size so it fits nicely on my eyebrow. To stick that to my face, I'm just going to take another normal piece of masking tape and put the little plastic padding on the inside, and the plastic padding is going to of course sit on my hairs. The sticky part of the masking tape is going to sit around the hairs, so nothing is going to get pulled or ripped out. You could also use the glue stick method to block out your eyebrows, or you could even put Vaseline on there to protect it from latex, but I find this heavy duty method the best way possible to keep your eyebrows safe. I'm then just going to put a little bit of masking tape on my nose bridge area to create a base for all of the sculpting I'm going to do. Next, I'm going to take some liquid latex, and this is a brand new bottle, so this one hasn't been thickened. I'm going to pour that out into a bowl, and then I'm going to take some plain white flour, about a tablespoon at a time, and whip that and mix that into the latex to make it thick so it becomes almost a nice creamy paste. I learnt this method from the ELLIMACS channel. You can't do a collab with ELLIMACS and not use some of her methods. She has amazing stuff that I've never seen before on any other special effects channel. So I'm going to take that thickened latex and I'm going to start stippling that all over the brow bone area. Also, if you guys have some Vaseline handy, I do recommend popping that in your hairline just to keep your little baby hairs safe from the latex. I'm going to start building up my forehead area with some round cotton wool makeup pads. I'm going to rip them up into pieces and lay them down into a kind of demonic eyebrow shape, and I'm also going to bring that down onto the top of my nose bridge as well. I wanted this to be really evil looking and really angry looking. I'm then going to take a bath sponge that I ripped up a little bit as well, and I'm going to start stippling and pulling that thickened latex over the top of the cotton wool. It's really awesome, this thickened latex. You can use it as almost a sculpting paste, and I was kind of just using my hands to flatten out the areas and get a really nice smooth and soft edge. I continue to repeat those steps of layering latex and cotton wool and just slowly sculpting it with my hands. I then put some more angry eyebrows on as well with some cotton wool to make it look a little bit more meaner once I had the majority of the base down. I then just covered the whole entire thing with some liquid latex and smoothed it out with my hands, and I also had to blend down that harsh edge on my forehead. Now it's time to move on to the mouth, so I'm going to take a nude lip liner and map out the shape of the mouth that I was after. I wanted it to be almost like a big smile, but a big scary demonic smile. After that, I then moved in with my thickened latex. This was the third batch that I made, so you guys see me mix up my first batch earlier. I actually used quite a lot throughout this tutorial, so just kind of mix it as you go. I'm then just going to repeat the same steps that I did on the forehead, so I'm just going to take some more of those cotton wool makeup pads and lay them down for my gum line and lightly smooth over the top of them with some liquid latex. I'm then going to colour the inside of my mouth with the black grease paint from Clara. It's so much easier if you colour it before you apply the teeth, so then you won't have to struggle with a brush going in between it later on. So I wanted to show you guys how I created my really quick DIY fake teeth. You only need 2 products to create them, and this is what they look like when they are finished. The first product is polymorph plastic. You can get this for about $3 or $4 off of eBay for a bag, and you need to heat it in warm water up to about 65 degrees Celsius or 149 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the plastic is warm, it should be soft and clear, and then you can continue to sculpt it. Me and my little sister made a whole bunch of fake teeth that were all pointy and jagged, a little bit crooked, and different sizes and shapes as well. After we had done that, you've just got to leave the polymorph at room temperature and it'll go back to its white and hard form. So this is what the teeth look like. I then just took some electrical tape and joined them all together to create a gum line, so it was easier to glue into my mouth instead of doing it one by one. I then repeated that step for my top jaw and bottom jaw, and I made some little ones on the side as well to go with the bend of my smile. To apply the teeth, I simply pushed them up into the new gum line that I just created, and to secure them in place, I took some liquid latex and some more cotton pads to hold them down. I then had to peel back my bottom jawline to fit in my teeth because they're a bit too long for my face. I then painted the inside black and popped some more liquid latex there. Once I had the teeth secured, I then had to create another gum line over the top with some more cotton makeup pads and some more liquid latex. Once I had the main rows of teeth in, I then went back in with the 2 little separate ones and applied them on the outer corners just to give it a really nice curve with the smile shape that I created. Now that I had all of my teeth in, I let the mouth set for about 10 minutes and moved on to the eyes. I'm going to take that black grease paint again and start to roughly apply that on the top of my eyelid and underneath as well. I wanted this to be quite messy and quite smoky, so I wasn't too precise when I laid this down. After I had done that, I then lined my waterline to make it a lot darker. I used the NYX Jumbo pencil in Black Bean. Then I started to slightly contour my nose as well, just to make it a little bit more defined and a little bit more narrow and evil looking. To create my evil candy nose, I just took some latex and ran a circle around the top of my nose. Then I took some more cotton pads and applied that roughly around the edges to make it look like a ripped and jagged pattern. I didn't want this to be too smoothed out. I wanted to try to keep it tapering off into little chunky bits as well to make it look like it had been ripped or burnt off. Also, I just wanted to tell you guys that it is quite easy to breathe in this, even though it doesn't look like it would be. You can breathe fine through your mouth and through your nose as long as you don't cover it in liquid latex. Then I'm going to get rid of my ears because they were really distracting, and I'm going to pop a wig on later anyways. So I literally just took some masking tape and put that over my ears and my hair. It did hurt a little bit when I had to remove it later on, but it was a really good quick fix for getting rid of my ears. Next, I'm going to paint myself white using the MAC Chroma Cake face and body paint. This is a water activated paint. I use mine quite thick and creamy. I don't add too much water into it to get more of an opaque coverage. I also applied that up into my hairline as well because I wasn't too sure how far up the wig was going to show since I'm wearing a white wig. I'm then going to paint the rest of my jawline, my face, and I'm going to bring that down my neck for now as well. With that same brush, I'm just going to lightly dab that underneath my smoky eyes to create a little bit of a wrinkling effect and to get rid of some of that black paint because I felt like it was too big. I then went in with that grease paint that I used earlier on the same brush, and I started to lightly buff that around the edges to give it more of a softer and smokier look to make it look more blended out. I then went in with some of that thickened latex that I had laying around in my bowl, and I started to build up my cheekbones a little bit because the forehead piece was so built up and the mouth was nice and extended and wide. I really felt like I was lacking cheekbones, so I built up my cheekbones with just the pure liquid latex that was pretty much like a thickened paste at this stage. It was close to being dry, so it was perfect time to apply it, and I kind of just molded that with my brush into the shape that I wanted. I left the face to dry and moved on to painting the rest of my chest, neck and shoulders white with that MAC Chroma Cake. After that was done and I was completely white, I then decided to paint the rest of my face that had dried, so I just went over those areas that I reapplied some latex to give myself some more cheekbones. It was at this point halfway through my collab video when I realised I looked more like a snowman, so I quickly added some blood around my mouth and on my nose, and I lightly stippled some liquid blood all around as well to get a nice splatter effect. I then just grabbed a carrot and painted my hands to make them look like twigs, and that is how I quickly turned this into a snowman. So I thought I could get 2 tutorials out of it because it looked too much like a snowman to not make a video out of it. So returning back to my Candy Demon tutorial, I'm going to take some brown face paint and start to feather in some quite thick eyebrows on both sides. If you're wondering about any of the shading that I've got on my face, I'm going to paint over that in a second, so that's why I didn't explain it in that mini snowman thing. So I'm then going to take some black face paint and lightly feather that through my eyebrows as well. This is just going to be a nice base because I'm going to be putting candy and sprinkles and lollies all over my face. So after I've done that, I lightly started to define some of the wrinkles around my eyebrow and around the corners of my eyes. Then I went in with some lollies and some candy. I'm going to take some sprinkles and some liquid latex and start to adhere that onto my eyebrows that I just mapped out. This is quite messy, so you will need to lay something down when you're doing this. I literally was covered in sprinkles after this tutorial, you guys could imagine. So after I pressed the sprinkles onto the liquid latex and the brows, I'm then going to repeat that same step by applying some liquid latex around the border of my gums and by applying some candy all up on those teeth. After I had done that, I then went on to do my nose as well. Using my Take Me to Brazil palette, I'm going to use the matte black eyeshadow in there with a fluffy brush to further define and carve out my collarbones to make a little bit more colour on my chest and to also make myself look more dead and bony. After I had done that, I moved on to the face. I felt like I needed to add some more blood back on top, so taking a different variety of bloods, I'm going to just apply that on top of my eyebrows, my mouth and my nose. I wanted to brighten up my eyes, so I applied some white face paint with a spoolie onto my lashes. If you want really nice volumized painted lashes, apply a coat of mascara underneath first and let it dry, then paint over the top with the colour of your choice. To create my little peppermint shoulders, I took a fine detailing brush and a red face paint and I started to map out the little candy shapes. I got this inspiration from Jordan Hines. She did a chocolate peppermint look and I thought it was so cute having little peppermint shoulders. So I'll leave the link to her video in the description box below if you want to go check that out. I felt like it just finished off this look perfectly because my shoulders and my chest were so bare. So I filled that in with the red face paint and a thicker brush. Then I took some liquid latex and started to apply that around the outside of the circles so I could stick down some sprinkles. To make my peppermints look a little bit more festive and candy-like, I'm going to apply some liquid latex on the red parts of the peppermint, and then I'm going to pack some red glitter on the center going towards the outer corners just to make it nice and shiny, to give this a little bit of cuteness. Even though I'm completely covered in blood and teeth and gore, I want it to be a little bit shiny and a little bit sparkly. To tie the shoulders in with the face, I added some blood all around the sprinkles and on random parts of the peppermints to make it nice and gory and demonic since this is a Candy Demon look. So that is it for the makeup portion of this video. This is the completed look without the wig and horns. I'm going to quickly show you guys how I created these horns. They only cost about $5 to make and they only take about an hour, so they're super easy and super cheap. I was really happy with the result, and if you guys want to learn how to make some quick and cheap DIY horns, then just keep on watching. To To create my DIY horns, I first sculpted it out of foil. So I took some foil and I rolled it up really nice and tight to get a really compressed and firm piece of foil. I gave it a really nice pointy end for the end of my horn, and then I just scrunched up the rest as the base. I then sculpted that into the shape of the horn that I wanted and started to take other layers of foil and wrap that around and build it up in certain areas. I wanted it to be thicker at the base and taper off nice and thin. So I continued to layer up the foil until I was happy with the shape and the thickness. The best part is that you can make them super big and bulky, but they're always going to be lightweight. After I had done that, I decided to wrap them in yarn to get a nice texture. So I just applied a tad of hot glue around the base. Then I continued to wrap the yarn all the way up to the very top. I used yarn because I wanted to cover the foil and give it a nice texture because I'm going to be painting them, but I think it looks super cool, and if it fits with the look, it'd be great to just leave the yarn as it is. So after I had glued it down, I then went ahead and painted it with some white acrylic paint that I got from the $2 store, and then I left them outside for half an hour to dry. So they are pretty much super quick, super easy, and super cheap. I'm really impressed with what they look like. I hot glue gunned them onto a headband that I found at home, and that's pretty much the finished result. After that, I popped them on my head, and these are my scary horns. So that's it, guys. That is the end of my tutorial. I hope you all enjoyed my portion in the Candy Monster collab with ELLIMACS. If you want to see Ellie's video, I'll leave the link in the description box below and all of her social media, so you can go check out her channel if you haven't seen it already. I thank you guys so much for watching. If you recreate any of my looks, please don't forget to tag me on Instagram because I would absolutely love to see them. Most importantly, guys, have a Merry Christmas with your friends and family. I hope you all enjoy the holiday season, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.